you remember that not because of the company but because of the person who runs the company, called Warren Buffett. The minute I say Parle Ji, right, everybody gets that particular identity or that particular things called an image of a small baby. It's not about what the product is, it's about how you will convince the customer or the consumer to buy the product. It will only happen when your packaging is good. Now it is ready to move. Now you have so many other toothpaste boxes in a one big container. We call it as transportation packaging. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Business Studies in Vidhyaashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence. Now you know what exactly the brand is. Now we have our next session where you will understand about characteristics of good brand name. Now in the last session I told you about the brand and the brand values, what exactly the brand is, how branding has happened in the course of history, and then I have told you that why brand is so important. So if you go with all these, then you will understand the characteristics of goods. So here is for you students, until you don't watch the session 10 of marketing, whatever you watch in the session 11, that will be incomplete. So if you have not watched it, please go watch the session 10. It is there in your Vidhyaashram channel, and you are supposed to just go to the playlist Business Studies Abhilash Chandra second PUC, and you are supposed to click, and you will get all these sessions recorded only for you people. Now here we have the characteristics of goods, that is the good brand name. What exactly the good brand is? Now why the brand is very famous in this 21st century? What exactly makes a brand look good? All these questions you will have a dilemma. Now I'll tell you what are these things. Now understand, the brand name should be very short. Why? Because you should remember it, right? It should be easily pronounced, and here what it does, it should be easily spelled. That means what? Whatever the common man, see, from the high class to the lower class, whatever the people are, whoever the people are, they should know the name of the product. See, I'll give you an example. If it is a half bite apple, right, or it's like a apple which is bitten, everybody knows that it is Apple, has a brand, right? The next one, here we have the brand name should be short. I told you, yes, there are many companies which are very short, like you have Infosys, we call it as Infi, and there are some company called Dell, Sony, we have Apple, we have Microsoft, though Microsoft is a little lengthier than the Apple, but still people know it because it is a, what exactly it is? It is recognized. What is it? It is recognized and they remember it. That's why we go with that. Now there is a company called Berkshire Hathaway. Now how many of you remember it? Berkshire Hathaway. But you remember that not because of the company but because of the person who runs the company, called Warren Buffett. Now who is Warren Buffett? Now if you ask anybody in the stock exchange, he'll say he is the god of stock exchange. So that's why they remember Berkshire Hathaway, not because of the Berkshire Hathaway brand, they remember because of Warren Buffett. So it's both the way it goes, the same thing. Now if somebody asks who is this Narayan Murthy, now the minute Narayan Murthy is there, it is associated. What exactly associated? Infosys is associated. The minute somebody says Infosys, now who's associated? Sudha Murthy is associated. So that is what the brand quality is all about, right? Next one here, what exactly? I have given you a few examples here. What is the examples? One is Ponds we have. Now Ponds is a company, it's a homework for you people. Ponds is manufactured in which country or where it was started? You are supposed to just comment in the box. Then we have VIP. See, VIP is very famous in the 20th century and the early 21st century only because of their briefcase, suitcase and their other luxury products. Next you have something called Rin, right? Now Rin, every ghar mein it is there. Then you have Vim, and there are so many kind of a thing. Now I'll tell you the brand name, how you are supposed to remember, how the marketers will actually make you remember. There are a few advertisement like kya chal raha hai, right? So everybody says fog chal raha hai. Now you know the name of that perfume only because of that advertisement. Now the advertisement is good or bad, it is different, but you remember that, right? That is what the reality about branding is. Next one here is a brand name should be distinctive. It should not be like a similar kind of a thing, right? What others, it will get confused. You should always have a unique identity. See, in the session 10 I told you about the fog, kya chal raha hai, all those concepts. Right now you need to incalculate all the session 10 whatever I have told you, and you are supposed to come to the session 11. Here what we have is example, Liril is there. Now Liril is the manufacturers, they manufacture the soap and other kind of byproducts. Now understand, whenever you go with this Liril or Sprit, okay, so Sprit or Safari or Zodiac, whatever happens, understand what the reality of this is. If you go with something called distinct, what other people have not done, now you are the first person to be in the market. You are the first person to be in the market. When you are the first person in the market, now everybody knows that you are already there. Now your competitor who wants to copy what you have done, now everybody will get to know, now it's a copy. That is why you are supposed to go with the brand name, which should be what? It should be totally different. Next one here is the brand name should be adaptable. This one, students, a very important one in the characteristics of branding. That is, the people should adapt to it. What is it? The people should adapt to it. Now you shouldn't go with something called mumbo jumbo kind of a names. When people, for pronouncing the name only, it is difficult, right? Now there are few of the brands like Louis Vuitton, right? Many of us, we actually pronounce that brand in a different way. Some of them say Louis Vuitton or Louis Vuitton or whatever it is. Now it is a little confusing, but only what we do is we take this name called LV. The minute we see LV, now it is called Louis Vuitton. Now this is what the thing is, adaptability. Now there is a product called Zara. Now everybody are very familiar with this word called Zara. Okay, Emenico is a person who started this company called Zara, a clothing company. Now it is in many of the other industries also. Now the brand name should be adaptable to packing or labeling requirements. That means even your name should actually be helpful when you go with a packaging. Now the minute you are packaging and you are doing all those packing things, right? Now the name is totally different and it will not suit the item or the product. Now again it is a flop show. That's why you are supposed to always go. Example, I'll give you an example, right? Now there is a product called Jockey. Now Jockey is not a product, it's a company. Now when you go with it, the minute you understand Jockey, the product will come to your mind. Now what are the products? It is according to you, right? Now if I go with Jockey and then I'll manufacture books, now will you adapt to it? That is what it is. That's why whatever the product is, whatever the name they have made, right? Now you cannot shift your brain from one particular product to the other particular product. Understand this combination. One more, I'll give you an example. Like you have classmate. Now classmate is, for the minute I say the word classmate, you will understand or you will imagine a notebook. Now if I go with classmate and then some other product if I introduce, now there is a problem. That's why you are supposed to have what? The brand should be adaptable, not just for the product, it should always be adaptable to the packaging and labeling. A beautiful example here I want to give you, that is Godrej. Now Godrej is a company which used to manufacture lock and keys. Now you understand from a lock and key where exactly this Godrej has gone. Now understand the combination. The reason is brand. People started to adapt it. They started to manufacture a fridge. They manufactured washing machine. Again, what happened? People started to adapt to it. That's why you are supposed to always go with a brand name which people can adapt to it. Next one, we have the remaining characteristics. That is, a brand should suggest the products, benefits and quality. What is it? Benefits and quality. There is a product called suitings or shirts, all these textiles, right? If you go with that suitings or textiles, usually what happens is your parents have already coin few of the names, right? What is that? The minute they want to take a blazer or a suit, they always go with Raymond's. Now, why is that Raymond's? Raymond's for complete man, right? Why exactly? Because it should suggest the product. The minute I say Raymond's, okay, it should suggest the product. Example, if I just write KFC, okay, now what is this KFC? Kentucky Fried Chicken. The minute KFC is there, they should know that it is a non-vegetarian kind of a thing, but still veg is also given. That's why they go with what? A red dot and a green dot. Now here I have given few of the symbols, right? Or I have given you the brand names, wherein you are supposed to know that what exactly they are. There are few things which you will aram se tell because it is like totally it is given. There are few you cannot remember because you are not equipped with those products. Now example, we have the golden arch. What exactly this golden arch is? It's all about McDonald's. A beautiful story about McDonald's is there that I'll be telling in the next sessions. You have LG, then you have clinics. Now what exactly this is? If you write what exactly this is in the comment box, then definitely you will have a reward from me. Next one is you have Samsung, then you have Hugo Boss, you have Kodak, you have so many other kind of a thing. Now I'll give you a few of the homework which you are supposed to do. Now you have let me give you one more called, okay, which one is this? You are supposed to comment, and then you have supposed to tell about these things, what exactly it is. And the last one is, yes, this is the last one. So you are supposed to write in the comment box what are these companies or what are the brands and what exactly the names of these are. Now coming back to here, the brand name should be sufficiently versatile. I told you about distinct. Again, here is what? Versatile. To accommodate new products. See, there are many products in the social networking or the social media. Whatever happens, you need to understand it goes with the trend. What is it? It goes with the trend. And the trend is what? It is very fast. People will actually adapt to it or they will forget it. So the trend is what? Very fast. Understand, there are so many channels, say news channels, then you have TV serial channels, all those. There are so many entertainment channels, right? The minute you go with any of the names, what happens is you will get the particular things, that whether the quality of episodes are good or not, whether the quality of series are good or not, you'll get all these things because of being versatile. What is it? Versatile. Next one is, chosen name should have staying power. Understand this. This is the very, very important one, that whatever name you choose, it is not like randomly you are choosing or you are going and you are asking your Guruji that what name should I actually go. The name should actually stay in the market. There are many things which you need to understand here when you go with a brand name. There was a company called Uncle Chips. Okay, what is the company name? Called Uncle Chips. Now they used to manufacture chips, potato chips. Now this Uncle Chips was very famous. The reason is not because of the chips and the taste, only because of the name called. It is not just the chips, it is the Uncle's Chips. Now you will have a family bonding in that, right? That is why this Uncle Chips, even now if you go to any of the north, you will get Uncle Chips rather than Lay's or Parley or any of the Mad Angles. So next one, it should not get out of date. Even now, understand this hot chips or whatever it is, or the Lay's, or you have Kurkure, all those. The minute it goes with the branding, it stays for years together. There is a beautiful product which you people would have seen, your parents would have used, your ancestor would have actually tasted, that is called Parle-G. The minute I say Parle-G, right, everybody gets that particular identity or that particular things called an image of a small baby which is keeping its hand across its mouth. So that is what it is. Choose name should be what? Staying power. You should always have a staying power. Next one we have, that is packaging. So what is this packaging? Now we got to know about branding. Now we are supposed to go with packaging. See, name you have given, you have gone with the industrial goods product, that is you have manufactured things, everything is done. Now the finished goods is ready for the market, but before it goes to the market, you are supposed to decorate the product, you are supposed to pack the product, label the product, you are supposed to write all those things, design the product, right, wrapping, all these things are one of the marketing important features. Now here packaging, what exactly this packaging is, please understand these things. It's not about what the product is, it's about how you will convince the customer or the consumer to buy the product. It will only happen when your packaging is good. There are many of the product, the quality may be good, but packaging is worst of the worst. Vice versa, the product is worst of the worst, but because of the packaging, people will actually take. Example I'll give you. When you started to buy Lace or any of the Parley products, now the chips which is inside the packet, what it does, it can be 500 gram or 250 gram or 100 gram, whatever you go with that particular weight. It looks beautiful. You would have had the product ambassador in the product, or you would have your own image in the product. Now what happens is you get tempted to take it. The minute you take it, now it is blotted, right? And after, when you cut that, you will only get 4 to 5 pieces of lace or 6 pieces of lace. Now what exactly it is, you did not buy for the chips which is inside, you actually bought it only because of the color. That's why, see, understand, even in packaging, why the products have only one color was a question. Now all the product, if you go, they'll have multiple colors. You have green, you have yellow, you have red, you have black, you have so many things. The reason is what, whatever the consumer wants, you are actually catering it to him. That is why packaging is very, very important. You go to any of the small kids shop, okay, what happens is all the toys are from different colors. It can, the majority is yellow, or the majority is like pink. The reason is what, kids love those colors. That's why packaging is very, very important, and it's an art. Packaging refers to the act of designing. Packaging is what? It's an act of designing and producing the container. Please understand the word called container or wrapper of a product. See, I have manufactured, or I have produced a goods, right? Now when I have manufactured and produced, now the same way I cannot give it to the consumer. What is that I should do? I should wrap it, or I need to put it in the container. Only then the consumer will actually consume it, or he will use it. So that's why packaging is very important. It's a 1-mark question. What is packaging? You are supposed to write, it's an act of designing. What type of a designing? The producing the container or wrapper of the product. So that is called packaging. Here we have in the packaging 3 levels we have. How many? 3 levels. There are the first level, we call it as the primary packaging, secondary packaging, and transportation packaging. So what is this primary packaging, the secondary packaging, and transportation packaging? I'll give you an example here. When you go with manufacturing of or producing a toothpaste, right? Now the toothpaste, what exactly you will get, right? Let's go with toothpaste. Okay, now here what happens in the toothpaste is, you have a toothpaste here, everything will be written. Now the fluid or whatever it is, it goes inside the tube. Now this is the first phase called toothpaste, which has been there, called the first packaging. The second packaging here you have, that is called the secondary packaging, is for this toothpaste you will actually give a box. So that box becomes the secondary packaging. Now you got the box, that is that 1 unit box you have, that is called the second packaging. The third one is the transportation. There are n number of toothpaste in that packaging. So you have a container. What is it? The container. In that container you have so many toothpaste boxes. Okay, we call this as the transportation. Hope you understood what exactly it is. The first thing is toothpaste, it comes in a fluid, you are supposed to fill it in the tube. We call it as a primary package. Next thing is that toothpaste should go to the box, that is one box it will go, that we call it as secondary packaging. And the transportation packaging means now it is ready to move. Now you have so many other toothpaste boxes in a one big container, we call it as transportation packaging. So hope you understood what exactly the primary, secondary and transportation is. Students, these are the things which you should know. It is not just manufacturing the product, you are supposed to cater to the consumer. Only then when the customers take the product, then only you will get the profit. Apart from that, everywhere whatever you do before it reaches the consumer or the customer, everything is what? Your investment, your money. So what is that you should do? You should use it properly. You should allocate resources, even not just for manufacturing the product but also for decorating the product and catering to the customer. So these are the things which we have learned in this session. Thank you so much. Till then, I'll see you when I see you.